McManus to get this one going. And here we go from Lambeau. Tank Bigsby here with the return. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. They run it with Saquon Barkley. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. They go to Barkley again. Second down run, good for 4. That brings up 3rd down.
Really good patience right there. It's hard to do for runners in this league because these holes close up so fast. But he was patient, he was explosive, and he got a nice little gain on the ground.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Motion man left is Brown. Hurts with it on 3rd and short. Finds his back. Here's Barkley. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he could reach that 40. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed. Enough to keep this drive moving.
1st down, a run with Barkley. And 2nd down is going to be a good bit tougher. He can't even get back to the line. This play loses yards. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also pulls the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't...
There he goes, right sideline! He does it, touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles start the game off right with a 6-0 lead. Dallas Goedert the touchdown. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olsen would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football, well, just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns too, just like he showed off.
His effort's going to get him to that 32-yard line before he's taken down.
At their own 32-yard line.
Ready up. Green Bay offense to the line now. 1st and 10.
Ready. 10, green jack. Blaster, 6. Set.
Love going to air this out to start. His first throw is an interception. Picked off by Nakobe Dean. And the Eagles take possession down inside the 30 after the interception. Well, for their sake, partner, I sure hope the rest of their pass attempts this game go a whole lot better than that because it is pretty clear this defense came to play.
And I can promise you this, Kate, nowhere on that opening script does the word interception ever appear. You never want to see an INT. Now they're going to have to flush it. That's the key here for this quarterback in the offense. Got to flush that mistake and press on ahead.
A play fake now hurts to throw. And almost immediately, he just chucks it away. Not sure what he was thinking there, and unsurprisingly, yep, here comes that flag. No one in the area. He was still in the pocket. Seems like a pretty cut and dry intentional grounding to me.
Seems like you want to be an official someday, Kate.
Maybe.
Yeah, because you nailed that one.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well, they connected on 3 straight before that throw, Brock. Might not be perfect anymore on this drive, but they are still moving it well.
And I don't expect that one to interrupt his progress very long. They're still on a mission this series, and he's the one driving it. Hurts
now on 4th. And it's incomplete. They dialed up their best effort, Brock, but they come up empty. That's going to be a turnover on downs. A nice starting spot for the Packers here. This is 1st and 10.
Ready. 52 blue. White. Ready.
Back to work after throwing the pick. Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down. One play in, Brock, and this drive is already in enemy territory. On 1st and 10, here's Love. That's caught, Tucker Kraft. And they get this down to the 28. They'll get 16 yards on that play. And it'll give the Packers the first.
That's another.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
Escapes a defender. And the stop comes at the 15-yard line as he gets them into the red zone.
13 more yards.
Okay, right.
Packers.
And time runs out before they get the snap on. That's the end of one. 7-0 is our score. We'll return to historic Lambeau Field after this. Ready to go with the second quarter. It's the Packers with it inside the red zone. On his own read, here's Jacobs. And he runs this one in. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers start to fight back with their first points of this game. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. Well, Brock, he found himself some space to work, and from there, wow, all athleticism as he made his way into the end zone.
You got that right, Kate. Just that speed. You got to have some different gear when you get down here to the red zone. It's hard to score rushing touchdowns, and that running back sees the open space, he sees the green grass, and he finishes it off for 6.
That one right down the middle. And the Packers tie this game 7-7. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to center away. Big speed with the return. All right, so we'll get this up to about the 30 before he goes out of bounds.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Hurts now from the gun. Vacates quickly left side. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Second down, Hurts throwing again. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's going to be taken down here after he takes it to the 45. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Dumped off to his running back. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that'll be good for a Philadelphia first down.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
We've set it down from 37. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Andrew Cooper takes it away. Worked through his progression, nobody available, and by the time he checked it down to the back, oh, you could almost see it coming. A defender there to intercept it.
Because those defenders have clocks, too. I mean, we get so enamored talking about a quarterback's clock.
That's complete inside the 35-yard line. And they're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains. So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Running on first here with Jacobs. And their next snap is going to come from the red zone, Brock. He's down to that 17-yard line. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And that's good for a Green Bay first down. Quite a defensive battle, Brock, that we have got so far as we've reached our 2-minute warning. More from Lambeau after this. Throws caught. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers get some late points and the lead. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
On now is McManus to kick this away. Bigsby with the return. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. Philadelphia settled and ready. It's 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And the drive starts out small, just 1 yard on that play.
That's the kind of yardage it's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Here's another carry for Barkley. And it's a quality effort here as he's pushed out right along the 40. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
I think we've all become very accustomed, and I'll raise my hand at saying these tight ends are almost like bona fide receivers, big receivers. They show you right there. When they can be powerful blockers, it can make a huge difference in a run game.
Completed over the middle. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Eagles hustling everyone back to the line. On 1st down, Hurts. Flush down now to his left. Now he takes it. Now he's past the 25. Now he's hit, Hurts fumbles. And that goes out through the end zone. So a costly turnover, a would-be touchdown. Gonna be a touchback instead. Ball coming out to the 20. Packers getting set here. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Red, 38.
Love out of the shotgun. He put everything he had into this one. And this is going to end up incomplete. Really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection.
They don't complete a high percentage of these, but even the incomplete deep shots serve a purpose. It keeps the defense honest, knowing if they overcommit close, they could get burned.
Has him on the quick hitter. And he is persuaded to go out of bounds just as he gets this up past the 30-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 30.
To the air with Love. Now setting up the screen for Jacobs. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
The Packers take their first time out. 2nd and 3 now.
Let's set.
Loves to throw again. Finds him over the middle. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Now timeout taken by Green Bay. That's it, 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Ready. Yellow, 43. Hut.
Stick it in the air. Love completes this one to Kraft. And they're going to be working from the red zone as he reaches the 16. It's a 29-yard gain, and it'll give the Packers the first.
On the bounce.
Offense up to the line fast.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
From the red zone on 1st. This one's caught. And this is down all the way to the 3. Now a timeout taken by the offense, and we're going to see if they try for 2 plays here or just try the field goal right now.
First down. First and goal.
Once more, it's Love. Buys time, rolling right. And the ground game works for the touchdown. The Packers will add to their lead at the end of the half. Jordan Love, the touchdown. Manage that clock beautifully. Down to the final moments, Brock, and they get the score just before halftime.
That doesn't change the theme of the halftime speech, but I guarantee you it adds some enthusiasm to the tone. That was awesome.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. Bigsby with the return. He's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Shades of the 2009 Super Bowl. They're going onside kick to begin the second half. And the Packers are able to recover the kick. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
On the set.
Green Bay offense to the line now. First and 10.
Right. Here we go. Set. Ready.
Shotgun now for Love. Buying some time right. He takes it himself. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
Kid, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But the Nets, the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
Set. Ready. Ready.
On second down, Jacobs. They stop him just in time. He got back to the line, but denied the yard they needed. Third down coming up. Third and a lone yard coming up.
43 rail. Ready.
Looking to throw on third and 1. Headed out right. That's the line he's going to run for it. Pickup of a few as he heads out of bounds. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks. So a new set of downs. Here we go, first and 10.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Handoff here to Jacobs. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. It was Reed Blankenship making the stop.
Some offenses, well, they prefer to go run in that RPO situation. It's a safer call, a little more conservative. But in this case, it gets him just as many yards as a short completion would have.
45. One. Blaster. 6. 5. Set.
Love from the gun. Flushed out of the pocket. And he brings it in, but got too close to the sideline there. They're ruling him out of bounds. We've got third down.
You know, we're so often in today's game looking for this, that escapability, and I love that, getting out of harm's way. Now you just got to find a way to make the connection on the other end.
Red. 38.
Love on third and short. He's got his man. This is Kraft. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Green Bay first down. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And his progress is soft, but a nice 5-yard gain before it was.
Every offense in this league is looking for a back who can be an athlete and a bruiser at the same time. You feel lucky if you got one. Someone who can, well, eat up space when the lanes are open. And get a little punishment to stretch plays when that tackler tries to meet him in the hole.
All right, they need 7 here on third down on what is the 9th play of this drive.
60 red. 6 set.
Love. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play. Had the lead at the break, and the important thing is really to come out hot in the second half and add to it. Sure, you'd love touchdowns, but you'll take those 3 points as well.
And he's out a little short of the 30. Eagles getting ready. Here comes first and 10.
Great, set. 180.
Shoves one away. Short pass brought in. And he's going to have this out near the 40, just a little bit short of it.
It's a gain of 11. And an easy
So we're through 3 here. It's not quite over yet, but it take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. So fresh set of downs now from the 39. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And they're going to be humbled here on 1st down. Going to wind up losing yards on this play.
Xavier